So speeding up orders on Charles Schwab, a lot of people are asking, how can they speed up their orders? And there's a simple answer. And the newer lag that we've been having with Charles Schwab, I have it too. Okay, so this solution does not solve the fact that this transition has brought a little bit of turbulence. Okay, just a little bit of turbulence. Everyone relax. So far, Charles Schwab, in my opinion, has done a phenomenal job with the transition. And I have no complaints, okay? I do have a list of things I've noticed that are not bad things, okay, but things I've noticed that are sort of new with Charles Schwab, with them now completely erasing TD Ameritrade almost completely. They kept onto TD Ameritrade for a while because they bought them in 2020 and then, okay. But anyways, whatever. Ethernet cable, okay? Not Wi-Fi. Problem with Wi-Fi is it's just not as fast. And when I used to trade on Wi-Fi, maybe back in 2019, 2020, when I switched to Ethernet, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it was like, whoa. And I can think back even, going from simulator to using real money. Many of you guys know thinkorswim simulator is not the best, okay? Maybe it's better with Charles Schwab. Let me know if you're using simulator with Charles Schwab and if you notice any difference. Geez, it's hot out here. So make sure you have Ethernet cable. It does make a difference. And most of the people that have been complaining, most of the people who have been complaining are on Wi-Fi. Okay, so Ethernet. Now there's other things that you could do to maybe help as far as maybe speeding up the platform. You can increase the RAM. I still think you can do that with this version of thinkorswim. Increase the RAM manually. Although there is a lot of he said, she said that you don't need to increase it, or if you use this specific number, it performs better. There is something about that. If you know about that, leave that in the comments. Man, I'm cooking out here in the AZ heat. Where are my AZ people at? Any AZ people here? Any AZ scallywags here? Anyways, back to this. So Ethernet cable. All right. This transition has gone smooth with Charles Schwab. Okay. Have I noticed some order lag? Yes. Have you? Question mark? Leave a comment. Here are some things I've noticed with Charles Schwab. Okay. And you guys add stuff if you want. What I do like, second step verification on the desktop platform. So I like that. Second step verification on the trading platform. Good. Thumbs up. Ding. One thing I've noticed is I'm getting a lot of email notifications about orders being executed. Okay, I have to turn that off. Because as 50-50 traders, we take a lot of trades, right? Now, there's a lot of day traders that say they take a lot of trades, but with 50-50, we really do take a lot of trades. Okay, and I know some traders that have no chill, and they will trade and trade and trade, and they do an insane amount of trades in one single day. So that's really up to you. You take the 50-50, you add your flavor to it, right? Maybe farmer trades 2 hours a day and you trade 4, right? Add your flavor, okay? So, anyways, getting a bunch of email notifications for all those orders is not helpful. So that's kind of annoying. You can turn that off. That's what I've noticed. One thing that's gotten me in trouble and actually cost me the most money is now that we're at Schwab, we are able to short a lot more stocks. All right, I'll just say it like it is, okay? Simple point is I'm starting to accidentally go short when I'm trying to close out positions, okay? It's not really Schwab's fault that I'm going into these accidental short positions. It's my fault because I like to spam the buy and I spam the sell button in certain trades. And several times now I've gone short where I didn't want to, and pretty much every single time it's happened, I've taken a loss. The first time it happened, I went short 15,000 shares or 12 or something. And immediately I marketed out for a $500 loss. That happened 2 days ago, if you were there on the live. So that's actually has cost me real money, but I did have one short trade that worked, and so that kind of canceled out all those losses. But that's another thing too where, and I'm sure you can do it, I need to turn off the short sell ability. If not, then I need to adjust the way I trade to make sure I'm not going short all the time, okay? I think ultimately I will end up figuring out a way to turn that off, because although I could go short, pretty much all stocks are hard to borrow, and then they have a lot of fees attached to them, which is another thing too. Is every time I'm going short, I'm losing money on the trade, and I'm paying all these locate fees or whatever, and it's just like, I'm good without shorting, I think, unless I'm going to start shorting, because I did short today accidentally, but I did make money. Fee pass buying power. Yeah, so there's some goofiness with the cash accounts having instant settlement. There was some for saying for a day, and I'm not sure if they really had instant settlement. I mean, settlement's referring to your trade settling, and that the broker can't instantly settle the trade, but apparently they're crediting the proceeds from the trade to cash accounts and almost treating them like I think there's just some people maybe confused with what's going on. So be careful, okay? Don't just go run off with a cash account and start, trading it like it's a margin account, because I'm pretty sure there is some legal problems with that. Anyways, so that's the things with Schwab. There are a few other things, and so far, nothing big. Nothing big. If I'm missing something big, DAS. DAS is still offline, but they're in beta testing. Now, I don't use DAS, but a lot of people do use DAS, and maybe one day I will use DAS. And I'm just gonna say that my cousin showed me DAS, and that's where I got the idea. Sticky note. What else? I don't know, guys. Trading, it's trading. Life is life. Money is money. And so, keep that in mind as you're learning and striving to become successful. It's not easy. You got to go slow. And pretty much anytime someone asks me if they're ready to size up, it tells me that they're not. Because if they don't know in their heart that they're ready, then that probably means they're just not quite ready. And trying to run before you can walk, as we like to say around here, can get you in trouble. And financial trouble, serious financial losses if you don't do this right. But man, I can't hardly keep my eyes open. I'm sweating, I'm out of breath. It's about 100 degrees out, and we got some rain, and I gotta shut it down. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.